Welcome back to part 2 of UK boating. Now let's take a trip to Bredon Marina to meet some of the staff and moorers there.
Well, we're here in Bredon Marina, which is on the border of Worcestershire and Gloucestershire. It's a beautiful rural location and it's really easy to get to from the M5. It's just 10 minutes off Junction 9, so it's an ideal spot really. We've been here for 12 years. We bought the site back in 2000 and it was really about a big change of lifestyle for us. My husband Steve and I both gave up our jobs and decided we'd want to do something really different and start a family, hence this one, and who also arrived in the same year. And yes, we've been here ever since and we've grown and developed the business gradually over that time. The facilities we've got here include the basics such as the toilets and showers that everybody needs. We've also got a chandlery, so we sell paints and ropes and things, general bits and pieces that people need on their boats. We've also got a crane so that we can lift boats in and out when they need repair work doing, and Steve's always busy working on the boats. And we also do boat safety testing and surveying and things as well, so there's quite a lot of things that we can offer here.
They've got very good facilities here. They haven't got everything, but you're not paying for everything. I mean, we've got toilets and we've got showers. We've got a chandlery. Anything that they haven't got, they can get. I came and I needed a canopy for the boat. No problem at all. They contacted the canopy people, they came, it was put on. The thing is, the more facilities you've got, the more you're paying, and the rates here are so good.
In the village of Bredon, we've got quite a few attractions here. It's a lovely spot. If you want to go out on the boat, then you can go down to Tewkesbury from here, and it's quite a thriving little town with lots of shops and pubs and restaurants and all sorts going on there. Or if you want to escape from that, you can go a bit further upriver and through the locks and just go and meander around the countryside and view Bredon Hill. At this end of the marina, we've got the bigger moorings for the larger boats that go up to 32 feet, and as it's much deeper here, then we can take the bigger ones and there's no problem with them touching the bottom of the river. From this end of the marina, you can carry on upriver, on up to Pershore, up to Evesham, and then up to Stratford-on-Avon and join the canal network from there if you want to. So these are the boats that are out on the main river here, but beyond that we've also got an island, and inside the island is the creek area, and that's for the smaller boats, and as it's much shallower there, then they need to have a shallower draft to be able to moor in that area. It's quite easy to get here, particularly if you've got a car. We're only 10 minutes off Junction 9 of the M5, so we have quite a few people who come here from the Midlands, from South Wales and from the Cotswolds area as well, and some almost as far afield as London, but not so many from there. But you can also get here by bus as well. There are good bus links through Cheltenham and Gloucester that come through Bredon every day as well. We've got 80 moorings here, and most of them are full at the moment, but we do have a couple of spaces. But yes, it's a lovely spot. They're all fixed moorings. We don't have the floating pontoons, but the fixed moorings have very tall rising posts on them. So if we do have any flooding, which can happen here, then the boats tend to rise up and down quite easily on the posts. There's plenty here for everybody who comes along. There's loads of parking spaces, and people can always come along and bring friends down to visit them on their boats as well, which people quite enjoy doing. And it's also quite secure though. Our house is right opposite the site, so we can see everybody who goes on and off, and we keep an eye on things from there. We've also got CCTV as well, and we've got gates that we keep locked at night so that nobody can sneak on when we're not looking.
You can phone up whatever time of the day or night. If you've got a question, if you're worried about your boat, if it's flooding, there's never not another question. It's always, oh yes, that's nice. No, the boats are fine. Steve's out there now looking at them, and you can just rest easy in your bed.
If the rivers are high and weather's bad, we know that Steve will check all the marinas, check all the boats, and he would be the first one on the phone to let us know if there was a problem.
It's a really relaxed, friendly atmosphere here. People just come down when they want to escape. It's a totally different pace of life on the river, so it's really great just to get away from it all.
I like the fact that you can come down here with your family and have a barbecue and play in the area. There's no restrictions to what you do down here. I can bring my dog down, there's no animal restrictions down here, and the family that own it have got a dog as well, which we get on well with, so it's cool.
Would I recommend this to other people? I think with certainty, yes. I mean, it's got everything you could wish for, as I've already explained. If there's moorings available and one comes up, take it, grab it with both hands. You will not be dissatisfied with the service you get here.
Breda Marina is a really beautiful location. We fell in love with the place as soon as we saw it, and it's just great for families really, and it's really nice, just relaxing place to come and spend a bit of time, escape from everything.
Well, if you're looking for a quiet and picturesque spot to moor up this summer, then why not have a look at Breda Marina? The staff and their children will make you feel right at home. But now it's time for the competition. This time round, Black Country Metalworks are giving away 6 2-gallon Buckby watering cans. These are beautifully hand-painted in the traditional narrowboat style and could be brightening your boat if you simply enter our free competition. Visit uk-boating.tv. Entries must be received by midnight on Sunday, June the 17th.
Now, if you're a keen follower of the show, you're probably well aware of my love of traditional working boats by now. So I'm really excited for the next feature when we head back to the Trust to learn about the restoration of their fleet. Well, thanks for joining us again, David. Earlier on, I caught a glimpse of some lovely heritage boats, which I know belong to the Trust. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yes, we've got 3 lovely boats here. We've got the 2 on this side, which are historic riveted craft, which have been brought to the site, and one on the other side, which is Bosley, the Bantam tug. We've also got a couple off-site, a dredger up at Stoke-on-Trent and a mudhopper in the Midlands, and a few more that are probably going to head in our direction. It forms the heritage fleet, what we've got here, but also some more modern boats, basically to give us everything we need to look after the whole canal in the long term.
So you've saved them from British waterways and previous uses, have you?
Yeah, they were redundant to the BW fleet. They'd come to the end of their operational life for their purposes, and these historic craft, they would have probably gone for conversion to holiday craft. So these have actually been saved in their original form to carry on as workboats on a canal. We've also got the more modern ones which serve their functional purpose, a complete dredging fleet that we're trying to put together at the moment. And that means that we actually have everything we're going to need to look after the canal in the long term, but in the short term they can actually go to sites so that we have a boat on each site once it gets to sufficient length, which can go up and down, actually serve a maintenance function just by moving, but also enable us to get to bits we can't access, as well as the PR of actually having a boat on there, which is crucial.
Yeah, it shows people what it's actually for, really, doesn't it?
Very much so. It only comes to life once you've got the boats on there. And with the volunteers having taken these boats and done all the restoration work on them, engines, actually repairing the hulls, repainting them all, the cost of these has only been about £3,000 for each boat fully restored.
That's not bad going. So you've saved them, you're keeping a bit of history, and you're putting them to good use. I'd love to learn a little bit more about how they came to you, the state they were in, and the work's being done. Is there someone we can meet for that?
Very much so. Ted Beagles looks after the Wednesday team of volunteers on site, and it's his team that are doing all the mechanics and getting the engines shipshape. And Maggie's had a large role in actually running the Saturday team, and they do all the painting and getting the actual outsides looking in the beautiful condition they are now.
Brilliant. Let's go and meet them.
No problem.
Maggie, thanks for joining us today. I think you're one of the volunteers here, and you know a little bit about the history of some of these wonderful heritage boats.
Yeah.
How many have you got in total at the moment?
We have 3 here in the basin, this one being the most recent. It's Bosley. As you can see, it's in a bit of a state. It needs quite a lot of work done on the engine. Once we've got the engine work done, we're going to concentrate on painting it up and making it bright and cheerful like the other 2 boats we have.
It's a bit of a work in process.
It's very much a work in process at the moment, yeah.
Okay, well let's go and meet with one of the other boats,
Okay.
and you can tell me about that one.
Sure.
So Maggie, what's the history of this beautiful old boat?
This beautiful old boat is older. We've had it the longest, it's about 6 years. It was originally built in Norwich and it's done various work along the canals and from British Waterways we acquired it. As you can see, the volunteers have been busy doing the paintwork again and getting it into the Trust colours, so it's starting to bring up a smart little team of boats. An interesting point about this boat is actually 2 boats. Originally, older is the back end, and the bow here has been riveted on. You can see the rivets just down there from an old day boat. It had some problems with the hull, so they decided that they would actually reduce its length, because I think it was originally 70 foot long, but
Right.
it's now had its length considerably shortened, and this new hull put on there.
Fascinating. All sorts
Okay.
have been going on.
All sorts have been going on, yes.
Now, how can I learn a little bit more about the technical engine
The
side?
technical engine side, you probably need to talk to Ted, who's another one of our volunteers. He's along on the helm.
I
over
can
there.
spy him on the helm. I'll
Yeah,
go and see
go
him.
and
Thank you,
have
Maggie.
a word. Yeah,
Cheers.
okay.
So Ted, I think you could take me through a little bit more of the technical side of what's going on with these boats. What have you got on here engine-wise?
Well, we've got a Lister HA2 two-cylinder diesel engine
Lovely.
from the mid-20th century, which is a traditional chug-chug-chug
That's what I love.
narrowboat engine.
And I can see her down in here. It's absolutely enormous. What kind of work have you and the volunteers had to do?
Engine-wise, it came here in pretty good working order. It had been looked after by BW before they transferred it to us. We've basically done routine maintenance. We've changed all the oil filters, changed the fuel, spruced it up, reset all the settings, and continued to keep it in good working order by running it once a week, once a fortnight, as conditions allow on the canal.
Lovely, so a good bit of TLC. And
Yeah.
in general, tell us a little bit more about the volunteers, the group and the work that's been done.
On this boat, volunteers have scraped all the rust and dirt and muck, painted the whole initial coat of paint on the outside of the boat. And
So it's made it pretty, made it functional, and just
Yeah.
taken a bit of care over her by the sounds of it.
and since then it's the Wednesday, or a group of volunteers who work mostly on the boats, mostly ladies I'll add as well, have taken over the paint job to restore the thing to what we are standardising as the canal colours.
Wonderful. It's been absolutely fascinating learning about all of these, Ted, and about all the volunteers and the dedication. Thanks very much. Well, that's all we've got time for today, but if you'd like to catch up on any of our previous episodes, do have a look online and keep in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter. Join me again next time for another episode of UK Boating.